Welcome to Sarat Chandra IAS Academy. We will continue our discussion of series VIVARANA, where we are discussing UPSC 2024 mains questions. Today, GST paper question number 12 we are going to discuss. This particular question has been is from the infrastructure topic. Basically, it is talking about the air connectivity. So you can link this particular question with the GS3 syllabus of infrastructure, where airport is one of the topic in GS3. See the question. What is the need? First, what is the need for expanding the regional air connectivity in India? In this context, discuss the government's UDAN scheme and its achievement. It is 250 words and 15 marker question. See this, as I told you, this is the question from the GS3 syllabus of infrastructure. Basically, this kind of question, the first part is not difficult one, but the second part is asking about the achievements. And writing this feature of UDAN scheme won't be difficult, because if you have cleared the prelims, that is, you must have prepared the schemes like the UDAN. So from that knowledge, we can write this particular part. However, writing the achievement becomes little. You need to specifically prepare that what is the condition of this particular scheme. Also, if you want to link with the current affairs, actually this UDAN scheme was audited by the CAG. Controller Auditor General, they have audited, so it was in news because of CAG highlighted some of the lacunas or the viability issue with respect to this scheme. That's why UPSC, I think they have picked this question for this year examination. So let us discuss what introduction we can write. See, you can write two types of introduction. One, you can link with the growth of India. That is the GDP growth of India, and the importance of regional connectivity, and then link it with the UDAN scheme. Like, to achieve the high GDP growth rate, which is currently 7%, as well as the rising income level, per capita income of Indian people, especially as we know that the World Bank report, like our middle class population is rising, especially in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. In order to bring the regional connectivity, to achieve that higher GDP growth rate, regional connectivity is very essential. In this regard, government initiative like the UDAN scheme plays a very key role in achieving regional air connectivity. That way also you can start this particular question. The second way is that if you have identified that this particular question has taken by UPSC from the CAG report, you can directly start by saying that recent CAG report highlights a lot of questions regarding the implementation and the success of this UDAN scheme, which is intended to achieve the regional air connectivity and ensure GDP growth rate as well as the socio-economic development. That way also you can start this particular question. So that is about the introduction. Next part is that why it is required, what is the need for expanding the regional air connectivity. So body part 1 will be need for regional air connectivity. See, need of regional air connectivity, two ways you can write this answer. One, demand and supply approach you can use. First, there is demand, that's why we need air connectivity. And second, there is a supply bottlenecks are there. To ensure that supply also we need this kind of air connectivity. The second approach can be the dimensional approach, GS based approach. You can write that the economic need, social need, security point of view need, and disaster management need. So like that also, if you want, you can structure your answer. So let us try to write this particular question, how we can address need for regional air connectivity. First, let's write the economic dimension. Economic dimensions. See, one economic dimension is that there is rising demand for the air connectivity and air flights, air travel by the people, because the middle class population is rising and they are demanding for the air connectivity, especially in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. So first point in the regional is that the demand for air travel from, see, this keyword is important, tier 2 and tier 3 cities, especially because of the rise in the per capita income. That is the point number 1. Point number 2 is that over congestion. There is congestion in the metro airports are already congested, especially the airports like the Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai. These are already over congested. So there is a need for the regional air connectivity to reduce the congestion in these metro airports. So that can also be the point. Third is that it increases our logistics. So logistics diversification. Logistics diversification. If we have developed the regional air connectivity, that can ensure the more efficient logistics, will boost the ease of doing business also. So the transportation can become more easier, especially for the high valued, low volume goods transport. So that can also be the point. Fourth is that we know that the infrastructures have the multiplier effect. So multiplier effect of infrastructure development. What kind of multiplier effect? Infrastructural development generates employment opportunities in the local areas. So that will increase the per capita income of the people again. That will reduce inequality, poverty, as well as the standard of living. That kind of achievement also we can have through this kind of infrastructure development. Along with that, it will boost the tourism, especially like in the Jaipur, in the Vijayawada also, we have different tourist places. That those tourist places will get the more tourist footfall because of the increase in the connectivity in those areas. So the tourism will also expand in this particular because of the regional connectivity. Then you can reduce the regional disparity. So you can ensure the inclusive growth. So these are the different 6 points you can write related to the economic growth. So these are the points from the economic perspective. You can write that this point, that is the regional disparity point, in the social also or the economic also. There is no harm in it. Second dimension you can use, dimension number 2, that is a B, social dimension. Social dimension, you can use the points like there will be especially the emergency situation, the essential services will be more accessible, as well as we can ensure that essential services with less time. For example, vaccine delivery, emergency food delivery, those kind of things can be provided with more ease. Then this will also reduce the inequality, poverty, which we have already discussed in the previous economic section. That can also be written. C is the security point of view, especially in the border and the hilly areas of Ladakh, Arunachal Pradesh. Their development of air connectivity will lead to the connectivity between the border villages and border areas with the mainland area. That will improve our security, especially from the border security point of view. So that security point of view we can mention. Then the disaster management and mitigation can also be ensured if you are having the efficient air connectivity. That point also we can write in this particular segment. Then the part 2 of this question is regarding asking about discuss the government UDAN scheme and its achievement. So next part will be about the UDAN scheme. UDAN scheme. See, there are some features about the UDAN scheme. The full form is Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik. UDAN. Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik. That is the full form you have to write. This is the scheme of the government being implemented by the Airport Authority of India objective of it to ensure the regional air connectivity and make the air connectivity, air travel more fair, economical and accessible to the even the common people. So for that, what provision they have made within the 500 kilometer, that is the for 500 kilometer range of the travel, they have fixed fare of 2500 subsidized fare being provided by the government. Second is that, next part is that airport development, airport infrastructure development is being done under this project. Airport infrastructure like the terminal, runways are being developed for the infrastructure development. Then comes the viability gap funding, especially for the non-viable where the commercialization is not that much, viability is less for the commercialization, their government will provide viability gap funding also. So these kind of scheme features are there for the UDAN scheme that can be written. Next part they have asked is that what are the achievements of UDAN scheme. See, one of the key achievement of this UDAN scheme is that it has increased the number of flights. That is around 3 lakh flights has been operationalized. 3 lakh flights operationalized, and it is catering 1.5 crore passengers till August 2024. 1.5 crore or approximately 1.5 crore passengers have traveled through the UDAN project. It has actually regenerated the many routes which were earlier either defunct or not properly working. So that also been done by the UDAN scheme, that can be written in the achievement part. See that from the data point of view, you need the particular preparation for the writing about the UDAN scheme achievements. However, you can write some of the general points like it has increased the tourism in the some of the regions of the country. For example, in the you can talk about the Jharsuguda of Odisha, you can talk about the Chhattisgarh, Bilaspur. So those region connectivity has been ensured, as well as the tourism footfall are rising in those particular areas. So the tourism got the boost. And then the regional infrastructure, regional development, investment attraction. As we know that the connectivity is one of the key parameter for the attracting the investments. However, here since they have asked to discuss the achievements, you need to mention some of the challenges and the way forward. See, in the challenges you can mention the CAG report. CAG report identified that the viability of airports from the commercial point of view is challenging for many of the airports which has been developed. Many airports are finding difficult to get the viability, get funding clearances from the Airport Authority of India. Also the environment and the land clearance. You know that this is the universal point. This is for the India particularly, we are struggling for the environment and the land clearances. So these kind of challenges you can mention here in the challenge part. Then you can mention some of the way forward. In the way forward you can mention like we can have the revenue sharing model. We can develop revenue sharing model for this for the viability, to ensure the viability of infrastructure project, air connectivity projects and the airport projects. We need to increase the investments through public-private partnership. So these kind of initiatives we can take in order to make the UDAN scheme more successful than the present, and tackle the challenges which UDAN scheme is facing by implementing the recommendations given by the CAG also, and that way we can address this particular question. At the conclusion, you can definitely link this particular thing with our overall development. Regional connectivity is required for our inclusive growth as well as to achieve the goal of Viksit Bharat. See, you cannot use this Viksit Bharat as the conclusion in all of the questions. So better to prepare some of the other visions, like for example, we can mention it with the $5 trillion economy. We can also talk about the inclusive growth objective. We can also talk about we can also talk about like regional development, or the what we can say here. Other than that, we can also ensure through this equitable development and thank you so much.